Top of the second, high fly ball, but in the inning, Goodwood did push a run across to tie the ball game at 1 on a base hit by Mike Subzinski. So we're going to head now to the bottom of the second, 1-1 ball game. Sorry for the technical difficulties. Should hopefully be taken care of now, and we should be off to the races. Had to reboot the phone, and seems to be working now. So again, this is Chicago 16-inch style softball. This is the Rosemont Winter Dome playoff semifinal game between Goodwood and Signature. Hexx and March playing on the other diamond. The two winners will meet after this, and we'll have it for you tonight as well. So if you're reconnected to the broadcast, let me know if it's working better now, and also throw a comment in there so I can make sure that my other software, which shows me the comments, is still connected and working. So it's going to bring up Chad Hook. Then it'll be Wes Shannon and Tyler McCulloch. And Chad Hook, hard ground ball. Angel Lozado makes the play for the first out here in the bottom of the second inning. The other day when Goodwood beat the Dummies out here, they played a very good, solid defensive game. They hit enough, and they ended up winning the ball game. So right now, the difference in the game is Hector walked a guy in the bottom of the first, and he scored. It brings up Wes Shannon. And Wes, a little ground ball over to Julian Russell, and they just snip Wes at first for out number 2. Of course, talk about Julian all the time. We got a lot of good players on the field both games, so we expect to see some pretty decently high-level softball tonight. Again, this is an all-turf field, 210 down the lines, 235 to center, short wall about 3.5 feet high, so we see a lot of ground rule doubles. And because of the short distances, you can only hit 4 home runs. 60-foot bases, you can lead off, can't steal. 38 from the rubber to tip a home plate, and Hector went down and got the play. And a little barking. Hector's been known to be very enthusiastic. I think Tyler's putting that in his memory bank. And 6-12 on the arc, 1-1 count. And pitcher gets a drag step, 1 step left, right, or back. 2 fakes or hesitation is allowed. 3rd arm action, you must pitch the ball home. And we use heavy bats. They can weigh up to 38 ounces, 2 1/4 on the barrel, 34 inches long. It's a 16-inch clincher. It is not a mush ball. We also have a roof that comes into play. Anything that hits the roof in fair territory is live, and a fielder, if he catches it on a fly off the roof, it's an out. If it hits the carpet, it's all you can get. So you're up to speed. The technology's working. So let's settle in and enjoy a good ball game as we are in the top of the third here at 1-1. Leading off, it's going to be Angel Lozado playing third base tonight. And just like when Goodwood beat the Dummies, I think the keys for them are good defense, don't walk anybody, try to play with a lead if you can, and keep the game as close as possible. Signature has far and away been the highest scoring team in the league. And a lot of the reason is they've got a lot of power bats sprinkled throughout their lineup. So when they get a runner or 2 on, they can go deep at any time and put up numbers in a hurry. But I do like Goodwood's attitude. They do tend to compete. And there's a hard ground ball over to Spencer Mahoney, little flip to first, and that is the first out of the inning. Brings up the pitcher, Hector Melendez.
Let's go, start up.
I think another key for Goodwood is you really don't want to fire signature up. If you catch them on a day when they're just kind of drifting a little bit, you know, you want to let that dog lie. And Hector very fiery. Sometimes that can work against you. And there he slaps it and it goes right through Chad Hook. And Hector finds his way on base. So little routine ground ball. You might have seen Chad kind of go through the motion. And I just think that that ball was not really bouncing. It was kind of hugging the carpet. And I think he was anticipating a hop he didn't get there. And it brings up Jeremy Fowler. And we have seen Goodwood in the past at times. When they get going, they can throw up a pretty good. And that ball's going to be caught by Mark Menizzi. I think he was just trying to kind of pooch it over second there. And Jeremy's a young kid, but he's very strong, very athletic. I'd like to see him not try to guide the ball as much as maybe go up there and go hacking hard. So top of the lineup and Mike Trump. Mike takes a strike there. No pitch there as pitcher Donnie Rollins trying to quick pitch him. He got away with one of those last night. And Mike hits it up the middle. Chad a little bobble. Mike hustling beats it out. Can't teach speed as he beats it out. The lefty hustling down the line, so a couple of miscues by Chad at short center is opening the door here for Matt Scott. And Matt's got decent pop. And with a couple of base runners on and your 4 home run limit here, as a manager, you'd be okay with him trying to go yard here. But like I always caution, sometimes when you try to force that swing, you don't get the right pitch, and there he tried to go the opposite way. And I'm not a big fan of lefties going the other way with runners on second, just because it's very difficult for that runner at second base to score on that. And here, the left fielders are not very deep as it is. And now he goes up the middle. Spencer Mahoney. What a play by Spencer Mahoney. We'll see it here on the replay. Spencer went way up the middle. He gets it. 360 spin and the throw right on the money to end the inning. So 2 base runners, they can't do anything with it. We'll head to the bottom of the third, still tied at 1. So it was a good ball. Chad Hook was playing on the right field side of the bag. He couldn't get to it. But Spencer, a tall, long kid with good range, was able to secure it. The ball did take a nice friendly hop at the end there, which allowed him to just reach out and snag it. But a quality play there by Spencer Mahoney. That's going to bring up Matt Menizzi, Chris Pakulis, and Greg Fleming. And Matt trying to cut a ball there. That'll be way foul out of play. And Matt's another guy. He fools around with that cut swing a lot, but just seems to me he's most effective when he's pounding the ball toward right center than when he really tries to pull or cut. So again now, 1-1 count. So he's going to have to keep this ball in play. And there's a screaming humpback. Nice catch by the left fielder as he went down on a knee to make the play. Ryan Cole got a good jump on a sinking line drive. Went down to the knee and made the catch. 2 outs now for Chris Pakulis. And they must be hitting dingers on the other field, as I think that's the second time in the ball game a ball came out onto our surface here. Again, when this dome about 3 or 4 years ago got blown down, fortunately there was nobody in. It was during the day, and they had I don't know what they call those severe downdrafts. And there's back to Hector, and he'll make that play for out number 2. So they had to rebuild it. And over here, in between this diamond and the one down there, they used to have a net that hung down from the ceiling. So if you airmailed a softball, it would hit the net and wouldn't go onto the other diamond, or a baseball or a softball. So they forgot apparently to put them back in. Here's Greg Fleming. Greg had an excellent year last year for signatures, first year since coming over from the Faroes, and had a lot of production. So here's Greg Fleming. And Greg hits a sinking line drive in front of Ryan Cole, who's able to jump up. Now they throw behind him, not in time. So Greg Fleming with a 2-out base hit. It brings up the pitcher, Donnie Rollins. And the top is looming. Except for Goodwood, you'd like to not have to see them until the 4th. If possible, you'd like to end this inning right here. And there's a high fly ball. Fowley got plenty of room, puts it away. So we're going to head to the top of the 4th, still 1-1 here in this semifinal game. So both teams a little tight offensively. I don't think Signature is all that worried about it, as they got a big offense. I think if you're Goodwood, though, as we're approaching the halfway mark, you'd like to put something on the board here, because sooner or later, those big road graders on Signature are going to start trying to hit the ball out. So it's going to be Julian Russell, Cody Sopko, and Colin Farley, 3, 4, 5. As we talked about, a lot of major players in this ball game, and certainly Julian Russell would qualify in that vein. And that was a little odd there. He never really established a pivot foot and was skipping toward home plate there. Could have been called illegal. Because you're supposed to take a step and have a pivot foot, so you can't really slip and slide. And Julian, ground ball, long play for a hook. In the dirt, dug out of there by the first baseman, Matt Menizzi. Brings up Cody Sopko. Signature has a A+ defender at every position on the field. And that ball is going to get out of here, way up into the net. We saw Cody hit one last night, and he does again. We'll take another look at the swingers. He got something that flattened out right about letter high, and he did not miss it. So Goodwood takes the lead here, 2-1 in the fourth inning. They use their first home run of the ball game, and it brings up Colin Farley. And Colin goes down the line, but fouled by about 2 feet. And we saw Cody, I think in a game we did earlier in the Dome, hit 2 in one game. So that's a short porch for him in left field. And I think sometimes if you're playing defense and a team hits 1 or 2 solo shots, you're not that concerned about it. Pitch and catch there for Anthony Scarlatta. And I was joking with a Goodwood player, and I said, you guys might be better off throwing some of the signature guys some absolute meatballs and let them try, accidentally hit 4 solos. The other night, I think they hit 3 that accounted for 8 of their, I think, 11 runs that they scored in that ball game. They hit 2 3-run homers and a 2-run homer. And Sal is coming out, something he doesn't like what he's seeing. So I don't know if he was telling him, hey, you're kind of flattening out on everything. And there's a little chopper, and that's going to be foul. That'll go as a strikeout. So Ryan Cole grounds out for the 3rd out of the inning. And we'll head to the bottom of the 4th. Goodwood 2-1 in a very low-scoring game so far. Well, thank you for the good wishes, Jerry Brown. Well, yeah, just looking around the Dome, that haze doesn't seem to be here. I think part of the problem is they were pumping warm air in here, and then all of a sudden they must have changed the temperature, and I think that there was a little condensation kind of mist. I did clean the lens too, plus we're on a different diamond. So picture does look a little sharper than it was last night. So Danny Marston going to lead off here halfway through this semifinal game. I think sometimes watching signature is like watching a kid terrorizing an ant at times. Cody Sopko makes the play, and that's the one thing about Goodwood. They're usually very solid. If you hit it near their guys, they will make the catch.
Hey, don't let him go yard, hey. He'll try, he'll try to go yard.
Well, that would be rough because we'd have guys in the other field. There would be a little bit of chaos. There's no doubt about that, Amalia. So here's Mark Manizzi now. And Menizzi, hard ground ball, but to Mikey Subzinski, and he makes the play. So 2 up, 2 down here. And it brings up Spencer Mahoney. And I got to give the bigger, stronger hitters, guys like Spencer and Scarlata, Pick, Sobko. It's hard for guys like that have drive swings to keep the ball in the park. Angel, little bobble, long throw, not in time. Of course, Spencer left-handed, long strider. And there was just a little bobble there by Angel. And here comes Scarlata. Scar hit a walk-off homer in a game this year. And this is another guy seemingly can go deep anytime he wants. And there he just crushes one, but right to Russell. So we're going to head to the top of the 5th. Goodwood clinging to a 1-run lead. And Goodwood does have a lot of competitive type kids. Quite a few of them were on Team SSA that won the Nicky Lopez 16-inch softball classic put on by Nicky and the Chicago White Sox. And a lot of these kids were on that team. And they ended up beating the 16-inch softball Hall of Fame team that was pretty good. And then they beat Papa Magoo's, who had a top 3 or 4 major player at every position. And they did it with pretty much the same type of attitude. They just stuck their nose in there.
Swing it, Mike, swing it.
And as the game went on, they picked up a little confidence. Of course, Popcorn hit the walk-off homer in the bottom of the 7th. Subzinski, hard ground ball. But Mark Menizzi, as good as it gets at second base, got a big hop. Handled it easily. Here's Brett Winger. So we are in the top of the 5th, 2-1 ball game here.
Good at bat here, Beef.
Again, signature won't give you a lot defensively, so you do have to hit. And there's a little fly ball, long run, Marston, and it falls. Danny Marston and
Joey Diaz for Angel.
Okay, so Joey Diaz is going to hit for Angel Lozado. So that's a gift there. Marston and McCullough were right there, and they let it drop right in between them. So Joey Diaz, the pinch hitter.
Hey, you're good, Joe. Hey, you're good, Joe.
Swinging for Angel Lozado.
Let's go, Joe.
Hector Melendez is on deck. We'll see if Anthony Kaz gets a swing. But Angel right now in the on-deck circle.
With 2, baby.
You're fine, Brett.
One dead, Brett. One dead.
So 1 out here. And there's a little chopper. This can be a tough play. And they get him at first. Scarlata got a little flat-footed, leaned back on it. Threw it flat-footed. Got a break with the turf. And then it bounced quickly to Menizzi, who made a tough
Brett, you gotta score.
play on it as it bounced not right at him, but off to his right hand. So Hector Melendez can help his cause here. 2 outs with the runner on second. Winger will be running on the swing.
Let's go, baby.
Takes that pitch outside with Jeremy Fowler on deck. And there's a little chopper. Mahoney makes the play. So they strand a runner at second. We'll head to the bottom of the 5th. 2-1. And the longer this game goes, low scoring like that, I know if you're Goodwood, you want to keep the score close and play with a lead. But the longer it goes and they can't extend out, my gut tells me that it works in Signature's favor because of the fact that they have so many guys that can go yard at any time. Both pitchers doing a good job right now, as neither team is laying a lot of ropes out there. So it's going to be Chad Hook, Wes Shannon, and Tyler McCulloch. And it'll be interesting to see and there's a fly ball. Farley's got room, and he makes the catch. Because it seemed like there was a little barking going on when Tyler grounded back to Hector for the third out, his last at-bat, and it looked like Tyler was making a mental note of that. Here's Wes Shannon. Wouldn't surprise me if Wes just didn't try to get the group fired up here, maybe try to launch. Well, Angel did hit, and Wes just drops a hit. And I got to tell you, I think Colin was a little too deep in right. He was so deep, anything over his head was going to be out of here. And that was kind of a very long single by Wes Shannon there. I think if he's playing where he's playing Tyler McCulloch right now, he might have had a chance to come in and steal it. So 1 on, 1 out here. And McCulloch goes the other way, and Ryan Cole makes the catch. Tagged by Hook, he'll make it. Tie and run at second base with 2 outs now.
Watch their right side, Mikey.
For Matt Menizzi. Again, we are getting late in the ball game. And I always tell people, they ask me, how do you know who the good pitchers are? And I always tell them, count the missiles. And there's a little chopper to Subzinski, throw to first in time, and we'll go to the 6th, still 2-1. And to say that this is the game that I was not expecting would be an understatement in terms of the scoring. Who? Steve? So Steve Burke is going to hit for Jeremy Fowler, and then he'll be back to the top with Mike Trump and Matt Scott. Again, Signature does have the hammer. They have not hit a home run yet. 1 home run for Goodwood. So both teams got plenty of dingers in the bag. I got my new toy, the replay. Haven't really had an opportunity to use it. So Steve Burke, who put this team together and runs it, took a hiatus last year because I think he was managing his kids' baseball team. I don't think he's doing that this year. And there he flips it toward right, but McCulloch right there for the out. So he hit a little too flat. And what Signature has right now is a very quick outfield with Fleming, Marston, and McCulloch out there. Couple that with a good infield that can play deep. And there's not a lot of space on this small field. So you really got to concentrate on hitting humpbacks. And Trump tries to go deep, but scrape the roof. And that's an out. So Trump was trying to get them a little cushion. Ball hit the roof, came straight down. So here's Matt Scott. Both of these offenses look like they're trying to swim with lead boots on. So here's Matt Scott. And we've commented in the past that sometimes Goodwood, there's a little Humpty, and he gets it to drop in front of McCullough. Again, Matt's a strong kid. He opened up with that front hip. And Tyler may have either frozen in his steps, and he rotated that top hand over. First, it looked like that ball might be going a little deeper. And they're going to run here for Matt Scott. And it brings up Julian Russell. So Julian is going to obviously try to plug a gap here if he can. Haven't really seen Julian really try to drive or go over the top normally in his game. And there they fake it. And that pitch is a little deep of Cody Sopko, who already has a home run on deck. So if your signature, you'd like to end the inning right here. And instead, Cody will get an at-bat with 2 runners on. And you can pretty much guarantee the fact that Cody's going to try to launch here.
Will, talk to him.
And I think right now what the Goodwood guys are hoping, they don't want to get anybody picked off, and I think that's why Jeremy Fowler was trying to tell the runner to be awake over there. And he drops a strike in there. I don't like moving to the right field side of the pitching rubber. And there he beats it onto the ground, long throw in time, so they get out of the inning. They're going to go to the bottom of the 6th. So Rollins slipped a strike in on the first pitch. Looks like Cody's front shoulder might have flew open there and he topped the ball. So we go to the bottom of the 6th, 2-1. Let's look back on that at-bat depending on how the game ends. Because that was an opportunity there to maybe go up a 4 spot. And that's what the 1-1 count will do. Once you fall behind there, sometimes hitters get a little anxious and now their selectivity goes out the window. And that's when you got to really say to yourself, you just want to put a good swing on it. So here's Pick, and he launches one way back, and that ball is gone. So Pick ties the game up as he just sits back and hit a towering fly ball, and we're all tied up. I don't know what happened there. Winger got there. I don't know if it maybe grazed the roof, and he thought it was going to be this side of the fence, but all of a sudden he kind of dove, but it was on the other side of the fence. So here's Greg Fleming. Greg's certainly enough pop to get out of here. He chops it on the ground to Angel. Jeremy Fowler with a nice pick. And that's 1 out. And it brings up the pitcher here. So we're 2-2 here. Very late in this ball game. It's been pretty snappy. Game started a little bit after 10. It's not even 11 yet. Been a clean game by both teams defensively. And there's a ground ball knocked down by Angel. He won't be able to make a play on it. It'll be a 1-out single. So Greg Fleming, who runs very well, will come in and run for the pitcher. Angel well off the line there, got a hand on it to save a double. And now if you're Goodwood, you're in the danger zone as we're getting close to those big road graders.
Still right at him, Hexx.
3-1 now. And this inning has not had the type of start you'd like for Goodwood. And now he walks a guy. And now you're in big trouble if you're Goodwood here. Jeremy going to try to calm Hector Melendez down. And up to this point, Hector's been pitching a good ball game. And I don't like this. I don't like Jeremy holding a guy on. And there's a base hit. Colin Farley, throw to the plate. Safe. Now the ball gets away, but the runners will not advance. Colin Farley threw a one-hopper, but the ball was hopping on the first base side. Had it been an accurate throw, they might have had a shot at Fleming. Instead, it's 3-2, and they're going to walk Spencer. They don't want nothing to do with him. And that brings up Scarlatta with the bases loaded. And that's a case of pick your poison. If you can get Scarlatta to hit it on the ground, you might get a double play and get out of here. But he might also hit the grand slam. And Hector, the home plate, just bouncing all over the place on him here in this inning. And now it's 3-1, and he's in jeopardy of walking. If I was Scarlatta, I'd be looking for the meatball right now. And grabs a strike deep and inside. Still only one out. The runners will not be going. I don't like this. I don't like the first baseman here giving up a bigger hole. And you can see he's not even getting off. If it don't hit the roof, it's gone. And it is. Grand slam for Carlotta. And Signature's taking a 7-2 lead. And he is just so big and so strong that if you leave it up there, all he's got to do is get the barrel to it. And he hits the grand slam. 7-2, and here's Chad Hook, still only one out here. And Chad goes deep. If it's fair, it's gone. And he called it foul. So 2 walks in the inning have scored. They all want to see the replay, but from this angle, there's no way of knowing whether it was over the pole or not. So here's Chad Hook. Now he goes to right center, and that ball's going to be a ground rule double. So Chad Hook had a good offensive year last year. And Signature's starting to break this open a little bit. 6th inning, Lee. I know that scoreboard's a little small, but we do have the innings up there. Bottom half. So here's Wes Shannon. And Wes going for it, hits the roof, and it's going to drop in for a hit. Hook had to wait, so he'll stop at third. And they'll run for Wes. Craig Fleming getting a little track work in. That's why, kids, you don't want to make the last out when they give courtesies. Good. Yeah. So here's Tyler McCullough. Runners on the corners, and Tyler delivers. Another run scores. Fleming's going to get to third, and I don't think Cody knew. And now Greg's going to try to score, and Trump dropped the ball. And they're saying he didn't slide. Another run did score on the play. They did get McCullough out trying to stretch it. As a matter of fact, I think maybe 2 runs may have scored. We'll confirm the score here. It is 9-2. So Signature's blown it open here in the bottom of the 6th. And there's a swing, and Cole dropped it. Came in, had a beat on it, and then he dropped it. Meanwhile, we got another ball coming into our field from the other game. So again, I made the comment a couple innings ago that because of the fact that Goodwood wasn't scoring, at the time when they were up 2-1, I thought Signature had the major advantage there. And that's a towering fly ball, hits the roof though. Cole makes that catch. But a big inning, they put the crooked number up and they go up by 7 as we're going to head to the top of the 7th, do or die style for this Goodwood ball club, as they need 7 to keep the game going. 8 will give them the lead, anything less, and Signature will be trying to repeat out here, as I believe they won the Winter Dome League last year. And we'll take a break and start a new stream for the championship game. Actually, Christian, they did not hit for, oh, they did hit for Angel, you're right. I was thinking of Hector because they normally hit for Hector. So it's going to be Colin Farley, Ryan Cole, and Mikey Subzinski. Goodwood with a lot of work to do. Again, both teams were very solid defensively in this game. And Colin drills a leadoff single to start the 7th. And it brings up Ryan Cole.
Be smart.
So it'll be interesting next week when the Los Barachos winter session over at Intentional Sports starts, as we'll get a look at some younger non-major players. And Ryan Cole delivers a base hit. Brings up Subzinski. Again, if you're a Signature now, you're just chasing outs. You don't want to do anything crazy and start throwing the ball around. Just make the simple play. Subzinski, that pitch was called illegal. And again, for Goodwood, it's about getting some base runners. And Subzinski over to, we'll see, he called him safe. Oh, now he called him out. First he called him safe. Run does score to make it 9-3. So they went and they got the fielder's choice. It looked like he called him safe. And then he came off the bag and he got tagged, and that's when they called him out. So the runner had Hook caught the ball. he would have been out. And now the question was it on the transfer or not when he was in the throwing motion, and did he drop it? And the umpire did call him safe. And Winger, a little inside out, McCullough dropped the ball. And now they throw to second high. So that play at second now looming a little bigger because there is an out here, but they could have had the bases loaded. And they got a pinch hitter, Joey Diaz, swinging again for Angel Lozado. And there they try to pick off. No good.
Come on, boys, we gotta go.
Let's go, baby. Let's go, baby.
So big hitter here. They need a couple more hits to be dangerous. And that pitch is illegal. And again, you need base runners. So it doesn't matter how you get on. And there's a ground ball to third. Scarlata to Hook. He's out at second.
Jesus Christ, this guy.
And I think Goodwood was upset because it looked like Chad Hook jumped in the air and they felt like Winger got in before he got down. So Sal's going to come out now. Looks like Anthony Kaz is going to hit for Hector Melendez. Runners on the corner, 2 outs. Not quite sure what this meeting is about. You're up 6, even a 3-run homer. You still got a 3-run lead, so I'm not quite sure what the point of the meeting was about. Still a couple of hits away from being dangerous here. And Kaz swings, and it's going to drop in front of Fleming, 9-4. So Kaz comes through with a base hit. And again, that runner coming off the bag thinking he was out. Creeping into critical stage in terms of how this inning might have turned out. Brings up Jeremy Fowler. Mike Trump on deck. Again, they're still 2 hits away from putting the tie in the box, and that ball should do it. And Fleming cruises over. So Signature wins 9-4 on the strength of a massive 6th inning. They will advance and play the winner of Hexx March. And looks like Hexx won because they walked down here. So we're going to click off. We'll start a new stream in a few minutes, and we'll talk